Welcome, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Virgo Verdict with my co-host, T. Ricks.
Yes, I am in the building with my co-host, Sherrod Cohen.
Yes, I'm here. I'm
Ready.
here.
Yes,
What you
yes.
got for us today?
So today, people of the world, we are talking about the five types of infidelity, five common types of affair relationships.
All right.
So,
Okay.
common sense tells us that infidelity is not just about sex. It's not always just about sex. Um, so let's start out in the Virgo tradition of defining what we are talking about. Um, so according to the Book of Words, Webster's Book of Words, an affair is an emotionally intense romantic relationship with someone other than your spouse or partner. Sex may or may not be involved, and the two people may not have even met in person, which can occur in an online or cyber affair. The average affair lasts 6 months to 1 year, though some can last longer. If you are concerned that your partner may be having an affair or even wondering if your actions may be considered cheating, it helps to know some of the most common affair types and their effects on your relationship. Now, grown folks of the entire world, I believe that we have all done this. We have all convinced ourselves that what we are doing is not infidelity. I'm just being friendly, or this just my coworker, or we just cool. It's just flirting. You still cheating. If even I mean it's still like flirting is flirting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you are in a relationship, flirting with somebody is a form of cheating. Am I wrong, Sherrod?
No, no, you are 1,000% correct.
Okay. Yeah, so and I'm a big flirt. I am a big flirt. And when I got into a serious relationship, Sherrod, I had to turn that shit off. I did. Because at first I was like, I gotta tone it down. And my homegirl was like, no, bitch, you gotta turn that shit off. You cannot be flirting with men out here. You got a man. And I was like, oh, I guess you're right about that. Because
That's
what would
cool.
be
Your,
the
your
point?
girl told you that shit.
Yeah, my girl. But see, the relationships that I have, we hold each other accountable.
Okay.
We don't lie to each other. We don't sugarcoat shit. If she wrong, I'ma tell her. If I'm wrong, she gonna tell me. And this is the relationship that I have with all of my female friends. Like we keep it one because we're trying to help each other live our best lives. And so we have to do that in integrity. So if I'm not living in integrity, definitely my homegirl is going to tell me. My besties are going to tell me.
Okay.
So let's get into it. Um, so we're using this article as a reference. So the article is on a website called Very Well Mind. And this article was updated on April 25th of this year. And it's by Sherry Stritoff. Stritoff, I think. I
Something
think that's
like
how
that.
you pronounce it. Sorry, Sherry, if I butchered your last name. But anyway, so in the article, they pose a question: what constitutes having an affair? And it says an affair is an act of infidelity within a committed romantic relationship. And there are other names for an affair, commonly described as infidelity or cheating, adultery, an extramarital affair. It can go by many names depending on the characteristics or the type of affair. But ultimately, it is a betrayal of trust. Now, I think that affairs are conscious acts. Um, but when I think of affair and this whole betrayal of trust thing, that's something that I never want to do in my relationship. I never want to betray my partner's trust. But I remember something that happened in my relationship early on. Me and my then partner, we had just gotten together. We had a whirlwind romance. It happened, things happened very, very quickly. And right before him, I was having a relationship with a man. We weren't in a committed relationship, but we were having a thing.
Right.
And we would occasionally like text each other. And we had stopped seeing each other because I had gotten into this new relationship. But he would still text me and say, I miss you. And I would text him back and say, I miss you too, because I did. So one of these text exchanges I saved in my secret vault on my phone. Sherrod, I don't know why I saved this text exchange. I have no idea why I did this. So one day we was laying in bed and we were having like a come to Jesus moment. And we had exchanged phones with each other. He had a vault and I had a vault in my phone. So he opened up his vault and I opened up my vault. And I forgot that the text exchange that I had saved the text exchange. So he goes in there, he sees it. Now it's nothing in his vault. I don't know if he erased it or if it was just nothing in there, period. So he looked at it and the text exchange had happened like a couple of weeks prior to us exchanging phones. And he was like, "What the fuck?" And so I'm all one for being honest. So I was like, "Well, he said that he missed me and I missed him and it was the truth at the time." And he was like, "Well, why would you save this though?" And I was like, I had no response. I don't know. But the text exchange did not happen at the time of our relationship, but the issue was that I had saved it. So he had a problem with that. Like, why did you save it? And are you still attracted to, connected in some way with this dude? Because why would you save it? So that started this whole thing in our relationship, which was new. And the question for him was, are you still attached? And is this prior relationship going to be a problem
Yeah, it's gonna be
in
an
our
ongoing thing.
now relationship? Because if you don't give a fuck about this dude, why are you still saving his text messages? And are you still interested in him? And then my current boyfriend just couldn't let it go because it caused something at that point. He probably felt like, oh, this lady could cheat on me at any moment. So there are things that you can do in your relationship that can taint it. It can change the tide of how the trajectory of how your relationship is going. Like we had to work for many, many months just getting over that one small thing that I really didn't think was an issue. So let's get into what is cheating, what is infidelity, what are the types of affair, because you could be having an affair and don't even know it or don't even realize it.
Yeah, because most people think it's just all physical.
Yeah, yeah. So let's get into the let me tell you the types, y'all, and then we can break down what each type is. So there's a romantic affair, there's a casual affair, there's an emotional affair, a cyber affair, and a sanctioned affair. I don't know what the freak that is.
Right.
Um, yeah. So, okay, let's talk about
Sanction
sanctioned
affair.
affair because your whole face was tore up. Okay, and still is. So, a sanctioned affair. The term affair might also be used to describe an agreement within an open marriage or relationship. With a sanctioned affair, a couple agrees upon which forms of sex or emotional intimacy are permitted with someone other than their primary partner. These may include swinging, dating, polyamory and menage a trois or group sex. An
Oh wow.
open marriage or consensual non monogamy that works for both partners must play by the rules that are agreed upon at the start. Otherwise, this type of affair is no longer sanctioned. So basically, a sanctioned affair is when the two of y'all agree to bring in additional people into your relationship.
Oh wow.
But there are people in the world who have sanctioned affairs
Mm-hmm.
and then do things to violate the rules of the sanctioned affair. And
Yep.
then that turns into a non-sanctioned affair, which is just plain old cheating. It reverts back to just regular
Mm-hmm.
cheating. So with those types of relationships, I beg the question, what the fuck? Because you got a whole sanctioned, thing going on. You have an opportunity right now to live your best um romantic, intimate life with a partner who says, go for it. And me too, right? But then you decide that this type of marital freedom is not enough for you. You want more, 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 more. So you gonna go ahead and violate the terms of your polyamorous relationship because your greedy ass want more. And now you don't cheated on the person that you don't even have to cheat on.
Well,
Like,
but here's a crazy thing though that goes with that. When you open up that Pandora's box, you open up that the possibility and probably the probability of that person falling for the other one. You know, because
you're saying your
yeah,
partner falling for whoever they messing with?
yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
I agree.
yeah.
I
So
agree. I don't see I'm not down with polyamory. Um, but I don't knock it at all. Hey, if you and your partner, because this is the thing with me. We all grown here. We're all adults. We can customize a relationship to be whatever we want it to be. Sherrod, like let's say me and you were dating. I'm gonna come to you with what I want in a relationship, right?
mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna come to me with what you desire in a relationship. And if me and you really want to be together, we're gonna work it out. We're gonna figure out a way for you to be happy in the relationship and for me to also be happy in the relationship. And in some circumstances that might mean, okay, I really like you, right? You really like me, but I get bored easy, so I need other shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, are you cool with that? You know what I mean? Like, since we grown, we can figure out a relationship that works for the both of us, right? So in that, I feel like you ain't gotta cheat because we working shit out the way that works for both of us. So I feel like at the onset of a relationship, it's prudent to tell the other person for real, what it is that you desire and what it is that you want from a relationship. Put it all out there first because you never know what the person is going to say and what they're going to agree with.
That's true.
Y'all might be on the same page. You might be like, okay, Trace, yeah, I'm digging you too, but I'm not a one woman man. But you can be my primary you can be my primary
You could
lover.
be my mainframe.
You can be my main squeeze. And then, I can have these women on the side. I might agree to that, Sherrod, because um so for me, if I were going to agree to a polyamorous relationship, it would be under the terms that our relationship cannot suffer as a result of your polyamory.
Okay.
So if you want to be with me and also be with other women, I should not be able to know the difference. So
Mm.
nothing in our interaction should lack because you have other lovers.
Right.
Now, that's the only condition under which I could see agreeing to a polyamorous relationship. And then I also feel like again, since we grown and we're customizing a relationship to be what we want it to be, um, you can tell me anything then. Like, tell me anything. Like, I went to work today. On the way to work, I saw a lady. I thought she was fine, babe, and I want to see where it goes. All you got to do is say that. Like, in real life, I'm not the person that a man will have to lie to. All you got to do is kick it with me and tell me what it is. Now, I might not respond in the way that you want me to, but I'm open to hearing what it is that
Hey,
you
hey,
have
but
to
see,
say.
hold up. See, that's the caveat. See,
That's the
you may
caveat, though.
not respond
Yeah, and
like
that's
I
the
want you to.
and that's the thing that most people kind of. I think that's the thing that causes people to lie because they don't want you to respond. They want you to respond the way they need you to
Yeah,
respond.
yeah.
They don't want you to respond opposite of they don't want you to break up with them basically. They want you to be like, "Oh, okay." So, not to risk you saying, "No, I'm not with that shit." That's why I think people lie. And I think that's why people cheat because they don't want you to leave. They want you, and then they don't want to risk you saying, "Nah, I don't want to be in a relationship." They don't want to risk that.
See, it's
So
like
then,
this. You got two different Beyoncés. You
mm,
got to the left, to the left, to the left Beyonce, and then you got the reality Beyonce where she caught Jay-Z cheating and she stayed her ass put.
yes, yes, like that's real shit. That's real shit. But you know, I don't know that I've ever liked somebody so much that I could overlook.
The
Um,
infidelity.
yeah, I don't know that I've ever liked somebody that much because I don't like to. I don't want to share. I just don't want to share, but I also don't want to be lied to. Like that's a thing for me. Just you ain't got to lie to me. So anyway,
So that's sanction. That's a sanctioned
that's
affair.
sanctioned. Yes. The next one is a cyber affair. Self-explanatory.
Oh yeah.
An online or cyber affair can occur via chat, webcam, email, or text. It may be completely anonymous or maybe between people who know basic information about one another, such as their names, but have never met. So, Sharad, if you were in a relationship with a woman and y'all were in a committed, monogamous relationship, and you discovered that this woman was chatting up someone over the internet, would you consider that a threat to your relationship? And is it something that you would address further with your mate? Let's say that you go online and you look at her browsing history and you see a chat history and you read the chat and you realize, oh, she chatting some nigga up. He might live in, I don't know, Alaska or something. Would you be threatened by that though? Is that a real, like, it says it's a cyber affair, but is that cyber affair a real threat to your very real relationship where you are physically in the same place as your mate and this person is in cyber land, they're in internet land? Would you be threatened by this and would you be offended by this and would you consider this a violation of your relationship?
Well, let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, if I don't see a Alaskan airline ticket, you know, it, I guess, we have to go with just cheating is cheating. No one
Mm-hmm.
sin is greater than the next, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when the internet really first started and they had chat rooms?
Mm-hmm. I
You had to
remember.
go to a chat room and
The chat
specifically,
rooms was wild, baby. Them chat rooms were
man,
wild.
and
Okay.
I could remember during uh, a serious relationship I had at that time. being in in a cyber relationship when it really wasn't a thing at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And coming home every day after work at a specific time, getting in that chat room. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you know, and
And you were saying that you were in a real relationship at the time as well.
hmm
Okay.
and she was
So,
married.
oh, so both of y'all was cheating,
Yeah, yeah.
cyber cheating.
She
So,
she
did
was
you
married to somebody in the
recognize that
army.
as a real relationship? Like in your mind,
It
were
had
did you
everything but the
acknowledge it?
physicality.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You know,
So it was
cause
serious.
yeah, man, because it was like I said, it had everything except the physical side. You know, we got together, we spoke, we talked, and over time, and I guess what made it easier was you weren't face to face with that person. This was
Hmm.
this is before video conferencing, right?
Oh wow. So this was
So
work. This
yeah,
is
so this is
typing.
just basically, and we send pictures online, send pictures to one another, and the thing was, it was like full blown, right?
Mm.
But reality does set in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not flying out to where you are because how would I even justify being gone for
Right.
days? She was married to somebody in the military with children, and she was a stay-at-home mom. How could
Mm-hmm.
she justify leaving? So,
Mm-hmm.
we I think it was about a year that we kicked it on and off online, and you send the little nasty pictures and shit, but that was the full extent of the physical side of it. It's
Okay.
still, it, huh?
So how did it end? Like,
It was
did
just one
one
of those things where she was saying, she actually was like, hey, I can't do this anymore. My husband, whoop, whoop, whoop. Even though they were according to her having issues, right?
mm-hmm.
But it was like she ain't going nowhere. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like she was going to take that chance and say, I'm going to roll the dice and see if this guy right here is going to take the place, be better at this. And she was just like, I'm not going to ever leave him, and I got to stop doing this because I am devoting too much time to this, and it is, taken away from a relationship because she was like, she knew it was time to stop when she was talking to him, but can't wait to get back online.
Right.
So,
Wow. Wow, that's interesting. So when y'all ended it, did you go through the things that people go through when they have a relationship breakup? Like, was your feelings hurt or did you miss her? Was it, were you affected emotionally by ending this thing?
you know what? You I think you go through that thing of you check the computer, see if a message came through, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and after about, for me, cutting off is kind of quick.
Mm-hmm.
So after 2 or 3 days, I didn't hear anything, didn't see anything or whatever. It was clear, and
Okay.
it had, come on, man. Reality was I wasn't leaving, and she wasn't
Right.
leaving. It was
Mm-hmm.
just a fun thing to do.
It was a thing. Okay. I've never had a cyber affair. I've
Oh man.
never because so I even back then when the internet was a little different, I I still have been very leery of the voice in the computer. Like I'm so like I'm very distrusting of people that I can't see and touch.
Right.
So I have never allowed myself to be in that situation because of that, because I have to be around an individual. I
Mm-hmm.
have to be in your space I have to literally feel your energy and be around you. Like you won't even get the full benefit of me um in a cyber affair because I'm one of those people that has to be close. So I've never engaged in anything like that. Like online dating, I'm super unsuccessful at that. I could
So
never
you
do
never did
that.
a plenty of fish?
No. And Sherrod, I have signed up, right, for online dating a couple of times because
Okay.
I got a homegirl that's been very successful at online dating and another homegirl that, she does it. And they like, girl, I'm telling you, just go on there, do it, start you a profile. But again, I'm very distrusting of people
Okay.
on the internet. Like I don't want to get duped. I don't want to be catfished. And you don't even know if these people are real. If what they're
Well,
saying to you is real, if it's
nowadays
genuine.
though, the video,
So,
you can get in front of a person now because like, okay, back in the day, I've had a couple uh, online joints, right? Where
mhm,
I remember flying out to New Jersey,
mm-mm.
you
You done
know.
flew out.
Yeah, I flew out before it was being flued.
You had flew out. Okay.
So
I'm surprised. I wouldn't peg you as a guy who would do
hey,
that.
I was, you know what, uh, young lady, we kicked it or whatever, and then but at that time I wasn't dating anybody, so
Okay.
it was just
So,
it
okay,
was,
you had freedom. Okay.
it was just one of those new adventures, like hell.
Mhm.
And it was like got down there and nah, she didn't look like her voice.
Whoa,
she,
okay.
but I had fun, I had a good time, and it was just one of those things where physically I just knew it wasn't a match.
Okay. Yeah, see, yeah, I'm not. I can't. I just can't. And I think I went on, I forget this one of the sites, and I really, I started chatting with this guy, but the inside feeling that I got, it just something wasn't right about him.
Okay.
And I got this whole serial killer thing going on. I'm like, I guess I'm paranoid, So I could never do that. I could never online date, and I could probably never ever have a cyber affair. But I'm saying that now. I hope this I hope it never happens, but anything is possible. So yeah, y'all, if y'all chatting somebody up, you got a mate, you got a partner, you chatting somebody up and your partner does not know,
That's still
then you
cheating.
cheating. That's you're having a cyber affair. Okay, an emotional affair. I have done this. I have had an emotional affair. Okay, so an emotional affair is a platonic or non-sexual relationship. Um, it may be considered an affair when two people are emotionally involved. An emotional affair lacks sexual intimacy but has intense or enduring emotional intimacy. The intimacy involved in emotional affairs can be deeper and more intense than the intimacy in a solely sexual relationship. Additionally, emotional affairs can evolve into sexual affairs and be just as threatening to the primary relationship. Even when this type of affair doesn't cross the line into becoming physical, the impact can be just as detrimental. The effects of an emotional affair are often more impactful to women, whereas men are typically more impacted by physical infidelity. Do you agree with that?
I can. I
That
can.
women are more, that
Emotionally
emotional affairs are
attached.
more impactful to women than they are to men?
Yeah.
I can agree with
Yeah.
that. I can agree with that. But let's go a little bit further into this emotional something that bit the shit out of me. Emotional affair. There are signs that you are having an emotional affair. So the signs are you have frequent contact with this person. There's frequent sharing. That means that um you you have a tendency to prioritize this other relationship to the point where you confide in them more than you confide in your own partner,
Oh
and they
wow.
become the first person you want to call with your good news. For example, if you have some exciting news to share, or if you have had a particularly bad day, they are the person that you call or text. Another sign is that you constantly think about this person and what you have going on with them. And you're feeling understood by this person. There's also inappropriate sharing. You're sharing more intimate details about your life, your relationships, personal issues, and even your sex life. You're using unfair comparisons. As you grow closer to this person, you may begin to judge others in comparison to them.
Mm.
You may frequently compare them with your partner, and even to the point of getting angry with your partner for not doing the things like the other person. You're spending more and more time together. Secrecy is a sign, it's a definite sign. And then finally, you have less and less time for your primary partner. Um, I've done this. I've had an emotional affair, but I've had an emotional affair with someone who is married, but I
Mm.
was not in a relationship.
Okay.
But it's still an affair though, because they were
Yeah.
married. But I convinced myself that because we weren't having sex, um, we were okay. Like I wasn't operating out of integrity because we weren't having sex. I knew better. I knew I was having an emotional affair. And I knew that I was becoming emotionally attached to this person. And I knew that if he and I were to ever be in a room alone together, we would probably engage in sex. I knew this. And I
Okay.
even looked forward to it. Would even fantasize and think about situations where he and I could be alone. Um and I also would justify it by saying, I'm not the one in the committed relationship, so I'm not cheating.
Right. Right.
That's
You
his
made your
issue.
you made
He's the
yourself out to
married
be
man.
the good
I'm
person out of
right. You
it.
know, he's the one that's cheating. He's being
Right.
unfaithful. I'm not. I'm not obligated to his wife in any way, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I was still having an emotional affair with someone else's. I was still party to infidelity by even engaging in conversation with this man. I knew that he liked me. That
Okay.
in and of itself is a violation of their relationship, and everything that we did in secret. Like, his wife didn't sanction our relationship. That's
Right.
motherfucking cheating. That's cheating. If he's finding time to like go to the garage and talk to me in his car, that's definitely cheating. That's
Yeah.
secrecy. If he on his lunch break and he's not talking to his wife on his lunch break, he's talking to me on his lunch break, he's cheating. And I'm engaging him in the cheating. Like, we were in a we were having an affair. We just wasn't fucking, but we were having an affair.
Right.
But we, like, women or people, even men, in my situation, we will convince ourselves we're okay
Like
because
like I
I'm
didn't do
not
nothing
I'm
wrong.
not yeah, I ain't doing nothing wrong. But
That's
you're
on Buddy
complicit
over
as
there.
fuck. Right, but you complicit as fuck. So if you weren't there, he would, like, if you weren't engaging this man, you none of this would be happening. If you weren't party to this wouldn't be happening. So the only reason this is happening is because you're a part of it. Yeah, so I was complicit as fuck. I was wrong as fuck. And I had to get real with myself. Like, you are part of this. You're having an affair with a married man. Even though you're not having sex with him, you're still having an affair. And I had to end it. And I had to end it because I was getting attached and I was getting caught up.
Oh
Like
yeah,
every
yeah.
year, him and his family would go on a family trip in the summer. And I remember him telling me, "Oh yeah, we packing, we about to go on our family, our annual family trip." And I remember like tripping, having an attitude, having a problem with this man going on his family trip. I knew what the fuck it was. Like, you know what I mean? And so when I felt myself having an issue, that's when I was like, it's gone too far. It's
Right.
gone too far. This man is not doing anything, that I didn't already know about.
As he was telling you, "Hey, I'm going on this trip with my family," is that the point where you realized that this was an issue? When you
hmm
start,
I had gotten in too deep. And when he was telling me, and I felt, I felt like I don't know what I wanted from him at the
okay,
time because I couldn't bring myself to ask him to leave his wife because I wasn't there yet. Because
okay,
I wasn't necessarily interested in being with him, um, making him my man or anything like that. It just was. It had came to a point where his marriage became an issue for me, and I knew that his marriage was the priority. I wasn't the priority. I'm the side chick basically.
right.
Even though we weren't fucking, I'm number two. I wasn't number one. His wife was number one, and so I don't know what I expected from him, and I don't know what because I said something to him. He was like, "I'm confused. What just happened?" Because I had a whole fit and I couldn't control it. And it was right then as I was having my fit that I had this personal revelation. Like, this fit that you're having is unwarranted. You knew what the fuck it was. Why are you mad? And I could not even answer those questions for myself. It was just, I had just gotten caught up emotionally. And I didn't like being in that situation. I also didn't like being number two. I didn't like that I could not see him. Um, I didn't like that I wasn't a priority. All the things, but those are the things that you welcome when you engage in a fucking affair.
Yep.
So right then I discovered that affairs weren't for me. Being a side chick wasn't for me. I'm glad we didn't engage in sex because I would have gotten more caught up and it would have ended horribly. We ended it and we are still friends, although we
Okay.
don't we
Is he
don't
still
talk.
married?
We don't He's still married.
Okay.
Um and I keep it real, I
Platonic.
keep him at arm's length because of that. We are just cool. Occasionally he'll call me, like we call each other on birthdays and stuff like that. He still tells me that he loves me because we had gotten to that point, because it was love. He and like it was a very intense emotional affair. It really, really was. And I was, and physically, he wasn't my type, but I was sexually attracted to him, and I knew that if we were ever alone together, it would go down. Um, but I knew that it wasn't healthy for me emotionally. It wasn't a good. We weren't being right. It wasn't right. So we had to end it. And I think part of why we ended it was also because other people were starting to pay attention.
Oh, started being
Um
noticed.
yeah, so like
Okay.
when we were around each other, you could tell like there was a chemistry
It was an
between us. It was
energy. Yep.
undeniable.
Yep.
And other people could start to see it. And I didn't want to be known as the chick who fucks with niggas who got wives, because when you have that stigma, other women will look at you a certain kind of way, like, oh, that bitch fucks
Cause
with
they ain't gonna
married
trust
men.
you around that guy.
They're not gonna trust you around. So I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be the
Wow.
pariah at the workplace because this I met him at work. Um So we had to like cut all everything because he was my work bestie. That's how it started. He was my
Mm.
work bestie, and
Hey,
that is how it started.
I tell these guys, man, in the plant, that
Yeah,
high-low
that plant
driver is a
life.
motherfucker. Cause
Yes.
he can get the snacks while everybody on the line.
Yes,
Them work
yes,
husbands,
yes.
man, they be winning.
They be winning. And yeah, he was my work husband. He was my work bestie. Like we did everything together except we knew we could never be alone
There
together.
was limitations.
Yeah, it was limitations. There was a line that had to be drawn. So yeah, that's my story of the emotional affair, which I never want to engage in anything like that again because it's hard. It's a hard thing to deal with,
Yeah.
especially when
Because like you said, you've emotionally attached to someone. You know, if
yeah,
it's just physical, and it's just whenever an itch come, I need you to scratch it here, boom, and you get the fuck on.
yeah.
But when you emotionally attach with someone, you know, I used to tell an ex of mine, you know, she says, you know, he's just a friend. No, there's no such thing as he's a friend because it's like he's just a friend is when you just talk to him occasionally. You know, hey, how
Mhm.
you doing? What's up? Okay, but whatever. But when it's a regular thing, no, it's intimacy is coming into play. When you start telling any individual about your relationship, how good it is or how bad it is, you're
Mhm.
allowing them into an intimate space.
Yes.
And now, because I'm gonna put it to you this way, coming from somebody that was, you know, involved with people, right?
Mhm.
It's like I'll never say anything bad about your man, ever. I don't care how
Mhm.
bad he treating you. Oh, you know he shouldn't do you. You know I wouldn't do that if I was him. That's not that's not the game. The game
Mhm.
is, hey, you know what? Maybe he's under stress, this and that and the other. What is it? You know, you try to make it seem as you're trying to fix the problem, but as you're
Mhm.
fixing it, you're twisting that motherfucker, right? And it's like, I'm getting her to think of me as this, damn, this caring, kind, compassionate
Mhm.
dude, you know, and the more I'm, you know, trying to help her fix her situation, the more it's going wrong at home
Mhm.
because now it's like, well, how come you can't be like him?
Right.
So I got you to think the things that I tell dudes not to say about another man. But I got you thinking that. So
Mhm.
now all of a sudden it's you telling me deepest, darkest secrets now. And,
Yep.
you know, you want to meet up, you want to kick it. Next thing you know,
I'm moving furniture. Yeah, we all know how it happens. We all
right.
know
So
how it happens.
so I tell, you know, when you start talking to someone on a regular basis and y'all and it's like, you know, very intimate conversation is oh, I confide in them about everything. That emotional tie is and it's hard to break.
It is. It's hard. That emotional tie is harder to break than the physical one.
Oh
It
yeah.
really is. Unless you're a nymphomaniac, then you know that emotional tie is much more
Yeah.
difficult to
It's
sever
deeper. It's
than the
deeper.
physical tie. It is
Yeah.
because it was months later that I was still thinking about my emotional connection.
Right.
It was months down the line, even after we had stopped seeing each other. I still was thinking about him every day. Like I was waking up thinking about him every day.
Oh wow.
So yeah. Okay, so the next one is the casual affair. The casual affair is commonly a mainly physical sexual relationship between two people without the expectation of a more formalized romantic relationship. It may also be referred to as a fling. So y'all just
Fling.
fucking.
Yeah.
You just
And
fucking.
that's what we just described right there. It's just physical.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
you
know.
just you just fucking.
You know, it's
Um
just good
have
sex.
you ever
Really don't
had
like talking to him or her.
You just yeah, you like it's a dick and pussy game. So
That's
have
it.
you ever had a casual affair?
Oh yeah.
How many, Sherrod?
Whew, man.
So okay, I want to get into the pathology behind having a casual affair when you are in a relationship. So when you were having the casual affairs, was it situations where you were both in relationships with other people, or was it just you in the relationship and the other person was not in a
Both.
relationship?
Both situations.
Okay. So why though? Why were you having casual affairs? Like what was the catalyst for engaging in these things when you were already in a relationship?
Well, this is what I would tell. I'm gonna tell you like I tell any woman that asks me why do men cheat or anybody cheat, right? Because I wanted to.
You wanted to?
Yeah, it was just there, right? You
Okay.
know, what's they say? What's the reason, right? And what's is there's a reason and then there's an excuse. The
Mhm.
real reason is that's what I wanted to do. I saw something that was aesthetically pleasing to me physically, and I went after it,
Mhm.
right? Now, the excuse, if I want to blame you, would be like, well, you know, you wasn't doing this, you wasn't doing that. But the real reason why I was cheating, and I'm gonna speak for myself because I don't want to speak for all men, at that time is just I wanted to. It was there. It was. Hey, saw something I like. She liked me back, and it was on
And
the
that's
popping.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never had a casual affair.
No.
I've had casual sex, but I've never had a casual affair because first of all, I'm not a great liar. And I'm not like I don't know how to do sneaky shit good. So
Okay.
part of the reason that I've never had a casual affair is because number one, I've always been really into the people that I've been in relationships with, so I've never had the desire to have an affair. But the other part was I was like, I'll get fucking caught. Like, cause I don't know how to, I don't know how to be sneaky like that and successfully sneaky.
Oh,
And I don't know how to like I would get caught because I'm not a good liar. And
hey
I'm
man,
not
I done
I don't know
fucked
how
up
to
some
hide.
relationships now.
You said what?
I fucked up some good relationships. Don't get me
Oh, okay.
wrong. You know, it wasn't
Okay.
like I was like Rey Mysterio and like bling and I'm disappearing. Nah, I done fucked up some relationships that, and it's hard to get the trust back.
Mhm.
You know, and so my message to young men, it's quantity. I mean, quality over quantity, right?
Okay.
Before you get out here slinging dick all over the place and screwing a bunch of females,
Mhm.
think about this. Once you find an individual that you want to settle down with, it's
Mhm.
kind of hard to pull off the hopping back and forth. You know,
Okay.
we talk about women with high body counts and
Mhm.
pair bonding and this and that and the other, and how women become more so than men. They become desensitized because sex is supposed to be used as a connection thing, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, with men hopping around, jumping, it it's the same effect. It's the
Mhm.
same effect, because it's like you can love this individual, hey, with everything you have, but your motor is still going, and it's like,
Mhm.
man, look at that ass. Oh, she done looked at me and smiled. Damn, she only got two teeth missing. You know what I'm saying? But you get
Yeah,
out there, man, and you start doing your thing. So I would tell young men, hey man, spend more time creating opportunities to become the best version of yourself than you spend chasing some ass.
I feel that. Okay. Last thing. You're having a romantic affair.
Oh,
Affairs can be romantic, which are sometimes referred to as an affair of the heart. Romantic affairs are commonly in the form of sexual liaisons. that includes some level of romance and emotional attachment. When agreed to by both parties, the term romantic relationship may also be used to describe a form of non monogamy. However, this is less common.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that romantic affairs are, I think it's kind of a tie between romantic affairs and casual affairs. I think these two are the most common
Yeah.
types of affair.
Could you agree with
Um,
this? Casual affairs lead into romantic affairs?
I
Because,
think it depends. I
okay,
think it depends on the people, and I think it depends on what
the
it is that
connection?
they want,
Okay,
what it is that they desire, or even what they feel like they might be lacking in their current relationship.
okay.
Some people, like, I could understand casual affairs when there's somebody that's in a relationship that's not necessarily getting the amount of sex that they want at home, and they just, having affairs because they want to fuck. But I think that in romantic affairs, I think romantic affairs happen mostly when there's some kind of dissatisfaction in their primary relationship, or some kind of, they feel like there's some kind of neglect going on.
Okay.
But this is my thing though. If you're dissatisfied in your relationship, then I think there's an obligation for you to do something about it that does not have to be infidelity. So if you're dissatisfied in your relationship, and you address this with your mate, and nothing changes, then I think that you have a decision to make, to stay or to leave. Because if you've addressed it, no matter how many times, and shit still not working, shit still isn't being resolved, then that's an indication that something is dead in your relationship.
Right.
And then when something is dead, that means it's not growing. There's no progress. So that means that you have a decision to make to end it. If you stand in a bad relationship and just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just cheat. I'm gonna just get romantically involved with somebody else while I'm in this relationship. I don't think that serves anybody. I think that the potential for both situations to end badly is great in that circumstance. And plus, I think romantic affairs, I think it's too troublesome. Like, yeah, you're getting something out of it, but it's people getting hurt in the process,
Yeah.
um Most romantic affairs don't end well. they
No.
they really don't, and shit gets destroyed, relationships get destroyed. And I'm
Yeah,
not
lives
talking
are
about,
lost.
like, you said what?
People are losing their lives over these things.
Yes, people are dying, people are
Yeah.
losing their lives, um people are being emotionally destroyed by these things. And then shit is dangerous, like, in a lot of ways. Like, we talking about the most obvious of which is, if somebody finds out and they're emotionally unstable, they might kill both of our asses. Then you got the possibility of STDs and shit. You got the possibility of unwanted pregnancy, and then that opens up a whole other
That's why you got to
thing.
get you somebody old so you can shoot the club up for practice.
What's wrong with him, y'all? What's wrong with him? So, I think, I just feel like, why cheat, and you could be single and you could date? I
That's
just
true.
really feel like
That's true.
you could
That's true.
just be single. But I was talking to a friend of mine, somebody who I know, who used to be a chronic
Cheater. Cheaterer.
cheaterer. And his thing was the cheating. It was the act of cheating, the act of getting away with something. the possibility of getting caught that made him want to. It was the what did he call it? He called it, I forget the term that he used, but he liked the excitement of it. He liked the idea of sneaking and almost getting caught. He liked the idea of doing something in stealth that his partner had no idea about. So
I
for
gotta do
him, it
some
was the
Virgo research.
for him, it was it was just that. It was just, the sneakiness of it all is what motivated him to continue cheating because that's what he liked. It was for him also being able to get away with it, and him coming home to his wife and his wife having no idea what he had done for the day. He got some sort of um satisfaction from that, from him knowing that he was out cheating and his wife has no idea.
And now see, now when you want to be seen by other people having sex, that's an exhibitionist. But
Hmm.
this, when cheaters cheat and they get a high from almost being caught, they say they call it a cheater's high.
Okay, I didn't know that that was a thing. I did not know. But
Yeah,
I can see that for certain types, for certain personality types. I can see that for the same reason that, like, people steal, or, people who have money and they still steal. It's a thrill of it.
yeah.
I can see that. Um I just don't agree with cheating, Sherrod. I don't agree because I got a real issue with lying and being lied to. Um so I don't feel like there's any circumstance where a romantic affair, cheating, I don't feel like there's any circumstance where that's okay. Even if you're in an abusive relationship, leave. Like, or you're not getting from your spouse or your partner what you need intimately, if they don't listen to you or if they don't fully see you, um then that's there's an issue in your marriage. And if it can't be resolved, leave. Like, I just feel like you're wasting your time. People who cheat want to cheat. Like, it's no excuse for lying. It's no excuse for violating the terms of your relationship. If your relationship isn't serving you, leave. I mean, it's really just as simple as that. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to lie. If you need to rekindle or reignite the spark in your relationship, then work on doing that instead of putting forth effort into another relationship or an extramarital affair. Put that effort into your marriage. You never know what happens. Start, I don't know, role playing, acting like different people, and then cheat on your wife with your wife. You know what I mean? Like, have her throw on a red wig and be somebody totally different and meet at the bar. I mean, really, we grown,
Right. No,
Sherrod. We could
I
do
get it. I get it.
anything. We could
But
do
here's
anything. It
now,
doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to end up with cheating, though.
yeah, and
You know, like,
another thing that you gotta be careful of cheating is falling for that other person, right?
yes,
Because you
yes.
can when people ask can you love two people or more than two people, yeah, you can, because
Hmm.
when you allow yourself to entertain a person intimately,
Hmm.
emotionally, it's a possibility that you can fall in love with somebody else other than the person that you're with, right?
Hmm.
Because if you can love more than one child, you love both parents, love is a thing.
Hmm.
There's types of love, right? You have, hey, I got love for my partner. That's my homeboy over there because we've been through a lot. I got
Hmm.
love for, my brother. That's my dog, my mom. And then you have romantic love. And you could allow somebody in And the dangers of allowing somebody else in is that you actually become, it goes from a casual to a romantic to a full blown loving relationship that you're having with another individual.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I've seen that happen. And I've seen people put all this stock into their affair, lose their marriage, and then the affair comes the primary relationship and then it
and
doesn't
it,
work.
yeah, it's not what it,
It's not
yeah.
because it was, affair an affair is an affair. It's not
Hmm.
meant to be your primary relationship. I mean, I think it happens that there are rare circumstances where your affair turns into your primary relationship and it works. I'm sure that has happened. But in most circumstances, the affair is just the affair. And when it tries to be anything more than that, it tends to fail, I think.
Hmm.
So, yeah. But I just, nope, I don't
Cause,
think that
cause
in any of these
don't everybody
circumstances,
drag Alicia Keys for so-called stealing?
I don't think anybody can be stolen from
I don't either.
anybody.
I don't
Swiss
either.
Beats left because he wanted to.
Yeah.
She didn't take that man from her. He joined her in
Hmm.
exiting his previous relationship.
Yeah.
You
Either
know,
that's how I go.
yeah, she
Just
couldn't
like
steal him.
when I
He
hear dudes, I could take your woman. First of all, she's a person, not a possession. She thinks
right.
for herself.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. If she
if
go
she
with you, it's because
chooses
she
to
wants to.
leave to go with you, hey,
There's nothing I could do about that. She was never mine. So
she
yeah. Um that whole Alicia Keys thing. I had a problem with Alicia Keys for a long time, but I had to grow some as a woman. Um, I don't condone cheating and lying. That part of first of all, Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats relationship is none of my goddamn business. Okay, let's
hmm.
just get that out there.
Okay.
But the only issue I have with that is the lying part. Because it's been heard, because I don't know either of these people, that Swiss Beats wife asked Alicia Keys if she was seeing her husband, and Alicia Keys said no, we just cool.
Mm.
But I feel like if that's not the truth, when somebody asks you a question, they want the truth. And I feel like you obligated to give somebody the truth if they're asking you a question. They want the answer, and the answer is whatever the truth is. So if a woman come up to me and ask me if I'm seeing her husband and I am seeing her husband, I'm going to tell her yes. Um, that's the only issue I have with Alicia Keys. And that's the issue that I have with all of these forms of infidelity is the lying part. Because when
Hmm.
you are an adult, when you are a grown person, when you don't have to answer to anybody else, because who's going to whoop me? You don't have to lie. You can say in your relationship, babe, I'm feeling like I'm no longer being served in this capacity. And these are my feelings. Um, these are the areas in our relationship where I think we're lacking. I've been looking at other men or thinking about entertaining other men, but I'm interested in maintaining our relationship. What can we do to fix it? Whether it be therapy, whether it be re engaging each other, whether it be whatever means it
Whatever
takes.
it
I
is,
feel
yeah.
like you can do that first. I don't feel like cheating, having an affair, whether it be emotional, cyber, romantic, casual, whatever. I don't think that's the first thing that you should go to. I don't think it's a go to at all. I think the priority is your relationship. You're obligated to see what's wrong. If both parties are interested in staying, then you're obligated to see what's wrong and try to fix it. If nothing could be fixed for the very purpose of your own sanity, your own peace, your own emotional well being, then you either set boundaries or leave. I don't
Mm.
feel like anybody ever has to cheat, especially because we are grown. We can
Right.
customize our own relationships to be what they need them to be. And if we're in conversation, Sherrod, and we're interested in each other, and I'm telling you what I want in a relationship, and you're telling me what you want in a relationship, and we can't come to some kind of agreement about a relationship together, we shouldn't be together then. That's just,
Yeah.
it's just as simple as that. But if I come to you with the truth and you come to me with the truth and we can customize something that works for both of us, then let's do that. And then in the middle of our relationship, if something falters and we're out of balance, let's see what the fuck we can do to fix it. If not, deuces.
Right.
Like, nobody has to get hurt in this. Nobody has to lie. Nobody has to violate the terms of a relationship if we're being honest with ourselves and each other. So I'm totally against it all forms of cheating. I don't like it. That's my verdict, though.
That's your Virgo verdict.
That's my
Verdict.
Virgo verdict. You don't have to cheat, because if you're cheating, that means you're a liar, and you don't have to do that in your grown up ass relationship.
Okay.
That's my verdict.
I'm gonna roll with your verdict. Your verdict.
Okay.
Your
So
verdict
what
is.
y'all
It'll
think?
sound a lot better than mine.
So, people of the world in Cyberland, what y'all think? What do you think about the five different types of cheating? Is cheating ever okay? And give us some of your um, experiences with cheating and with relationships. Put whatever you think in the comments. If you think my verdict is spot on, let me know. If you think I'm skewed and off, please let me know.
Let us
And
know.
again, if you ever want to be on the show, hit us up. We would love to have you.
That's right.
So until next time, y'all, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Get out and get some sun. And we see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.